Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, we look at the most recent developments in the sex scandal involving a former Penn State coach.
Plus, police are looking for more than just speeders on Interstate 80. Find out what else authorities are looking for.
And in sports, after a big win against the Wolverines last weekend, the Hawks are preparing for another tough match against the Michigan State Spartans. See what Coach Ferentz had to say.
That's all coming your way next.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
Thanks for tuning into your Tuesday edition of Daily Iowan TV, your television news, sports, and weather source for the Daily Iowan. I'm Megan Grody.
I'm Ryan Jones.
And I'm Kate Constable with a quick sports update. Many members of the Big Ten community and the sporting world as a whole are in shock after recent allegations of sexual misconduct by former Penn State defensive coordinator Jerry Sandusky. A press conference with head coach Joe Paterno scheduled for today was canceled, and according to the New York Times, it is clear he will not survive to coach another season. Shortly after the Times ran the article, Joe Paterno's son Scott tweeted, quote, "New York Times report premature. No discussions about the retirement with JVP," end quote.
The ongoing legal circumstances surrendered around the recent allegations and charges, we have determined that today's press conference cannot be held and will not be rescheduled.
Stay tuned to the Daily Iowan and Daily Iowan TV for further developments in this case.
Police departments in Johnson County are teaming up with an effort to curb the amount of drugs and weapons traveling along Interstate 80, the second longest in the country. Johnson County area officers have seized 21 pounds of marijuana and 8 weapons, as well as LSD and synthetic marijuana since June. Marijuana advocates claim that the police are targeting young people as well as people with Colorado and California plates. Check out tomorrow's Daily Iowan for a more in-depth look at this.
The university offers programs at night to keep women safe, such as Night Ride. However, a training sport may be the solution for women to feel safe. The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Club teaches self-discipline and makes men and women feel more comfortable and confident to their abilities to defend themselves. Daily Iowan TV's Jake Abrams has the story.
These guys may not want to mess with these girls. The growing sport of jiu-jitsu is hitting its peak around the country, and women are making it clear that this isn't just a sport for the guys.
You don't have to be a 300-pound man to be able to do this.
While it may be a fun sport to practice, jiu-jitsu is also an opportunity to learn how to protect themselves from danger. At least 1 in 4 college women will be a victim of a sexual assault, and on average, at least 50% of college students' sexual assaults are associated with alcohol. And learning the art of jiu-jitsu is making women more confident to defend themselves.
You're a little more confident with yourself, and you know that if anything were to happen, that you'd have at least some sort of defense against a man or a group, group of people who are like coming at you. Like you can do something. You're not helpless.
They know that what they can do. They know their limits, and then they have that confidence when they go out into the street. And if they're in a bad situation, they already know what they're capable of.
The sport right now is dominated by men. However, to these members, they encourage more women to participate because at the end of the day, they feel stronger, healthier, and safer to the point where they know they can fight any man.
I've had guys try and say, "Oh, I don't believe you, you're not in jiu-jitsu, we'll wrestle," and afterwards they will.
So guys, watch out, because these girls know how to fight. Jake Abrams, Daily Iowan TV.
The Hawkeye Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Club meets Monday through Thursday at the Fieldhouse and welcomes anyone with interest. Still to come on Daily Iowan TV, learn about former Iowa basketball player who's returning to the University of Iowa to receive his degree after nearly half a century of being a student.
Plus, see what the Iowa players had to say as they prepared for the 17th ranked Michigan State Spartans. But first, Daily Iowan TV's Christina Targos joins us in the studio for a look at your local weather forecast.
Well guys, tomorrow we could possibly see our first snow of the season. Wednesday morning will be a chilly 37 degrees with a 50% chance of snow. The temperature will only rise to about 41 degrees in the afternoon with an 80% chance of rain. And in the evening it will drop down to 26 degrees with clear skies. In our extended forecast, temperatures look to warm up a little bit with a high of 54 on Friday and 59 degrees with partly cloudy skies for Saturday's game. Sunday's high will be about 63, but with a 30% chance of rain, and Monday's high of 59 with another 30% chance of rain. So be sure to wear your jackets and bring your umbrellas the rest of the week. Back to you at the desk.
For years, engineering has been a field largely dominated by males, but that trend may be coming to an end. Mechanical engineering in particular tends to have a very low female enrollment rate, with only about 10 students in a 70-person class being female. Despite this small number, the number of females in mechanical engineering has increased in recent years.
I've noticed about classes is that when I was doing my undergrad as a mechanical engineer, I was 1 or 2 of 30 in a class, females, and as a biomedical engineer, it's more half and half.
He's a local archer who learned to overcome certain limitations since his birth. Matt Stutzman from Fairfield, Iowa, trains throughout the year right here at Fin and Feather in Iowa City, and now he shoots for Team USA. Daily Iowan TV's Jake Abrams has the story.
With every pull of the bow, his dreams are a shot closer to reality.
I'm still striving for my goal, and that goal is to be the best archer in the world.
A goal that has been challenging with a disability that many would think limits physical activity, but to Matt, he proved that anything is possible, which is why he took up archery.
At 16 years old, I bought my first compound bow with my dad because I wanted to go out in the woods and go hunting with him. A year and a half later, my bow got stolen, and I didn't have the funds to purchase another one, so I actually didn't get started in archery again until about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I wanted to go out hunting again with a bow and arrow, and so I purchased another bow. That winter I was bored trying to find something to do, so I went to a local archery tournament and I got the bug, and 2 years later here I am today.
4 months after Matt was born without arms, his birth parents put him up for adoption. He found a new family with the Stutzmans, who raised him to never give up, never quit, and never take no for an answer.
Growing up, my parents instilled on me the never give up attitude, because they could see that times were tough, or like not times were tough, but like things that I had to do were tough, especially when I was little. Trying to figure out how I was going to eat, when I grew up, and I had to work through that, or how I was going to write my name, and them just over my shoulder always telling me, hey, figure it out and never give up on things. Try it again, and if you fail, just try it again. And that helped me when I got older now too, because now if I'm trying to figure out something, I just keep trying until I get it figured out.
Like talking on the phone.
Is Roger there?
Or answering emails on his computer. But despite Matt's positive outlook on life, he did hit some rough patches growing up.
When I was younger, I was probably 18 years old is when I got frustrated with life the first time, and that was when I tried to get my driver's license. That was pretty tough. I had to do a bunch of different things, and I remember going to driver's ed, and they kicked me out of driver's ed because I had no arms, and they didn't even give me a chance to prove that I could drive. So that was a real hard time for me. But when I was 18, I got my driver's license, and now, especially recently, there's nothing really been anything that's come up that's been like a hard time for me. Just I'm just doing my thing and living large. I go speak to kids at schools. I have a lot of kids that'll come up to me afterwards and say, hey, you really motivated me. I've had a tough time in my life, and I see your, I thought my tough time was bad, and then I saw your, what you're doing, and life's really not that bad anymore. And that's the best feeling ever compared to winning a tournament. Life is going to get tough, and you're going to have your hills that are your ups and your downs, and just keep on moving forward and never give up.
Matt drives from Fairfield to Iowa City with 1 foot on the pedal and 1 foot on the wheel. It's pretty amazing, and right now he's in Guadalajara, Mexico, competing in the Paralympic Games.
Former Hawkeye basketball player Don Nelson will be returning to the University of Iowa this spring to finally get his degree, according to Sports Business Daily. The 71-year-old was a 2-time All-American during his time playing forward for the Hawkeyes. He was drafted by the Chicago Zephyrs in the 3rd round of the 1962 draft. He also played for the LA Lakers and the Boston Celtics. After his playing career, he coached for the Milwaukee Bucks, the Golden State Warriors, the New York Knicks, and the Dallas Mavericks. During his 35 years of coaching, he compiled the winningest record in the NBA, a record he still holds today. Throughout his coaching career, Nelson won 1,333 games, 5 NBA championships, and was named NBA Coach of the Year 3 times. And the Hawkeyes looked good in their exhibition basketball game on Sunday, but it's nearing the end of the football season, and the Hawks have a big challenge this weekend. Let's go to Kate Constable at the sports desk to see how Iowa is preparing for their match against number 17 Michigan State.
Iowa City is buzzing after the Hawkeyes upset a 15th-ranked Michigan on Friday. With the win, Iowa has regained control over their own destiny in the Legends Division and could potentially be headed to Indianapolis in December if the Hawks can win this weekend. Kirk Ferentz and the players met with the media Tuesday to talk about the upcoming match in Kinnick Stadium.
Another real challenge on our hands here in Michigan State. As a team, like last week's challenge, we've got a lot of good players. They're very experienced, very well coached, and they're good in all three phases.
So it's going to take a consistent approach on offense of executing all the way down the field because they're really not going to let you break a big one.
They're a good team up front, on both sides of the ball. So, we'll get after them like they'll get after us, and we'll come out with a win.
I think we faced a physical team last week, so just take the same approach. Really concentrate on just technique and playing harder, playing physical like we did last week. I think if we do the same things, take the same steps, it'll pay off for us.
Well, like I said, they're aggressive everywhere. They play hard, and they're gonna be a team that plays hard-nosed defense.
For only the second time this year, the Hawkeyes will be facing a pure pocket passer in Kirk Cousins. And although the Michigan State quarterback isn't known for his scrambling ability, the Hawkeye players know his arm and his intelligence can be just as dangerous.
And he's a smart player, and he's a tough guy. He can stand in the pocket and throw a pass and not even be fazed by a defensive lineman being in his face. So, just one thing that we just got to practice, is just get in his face and try to get as many hits on him as we can, just disrupt his throws.
He's a smart guy. He's been there for a while, so he knows how to run their offense. Just watching film on him, you can tell he's a veteran at the game and a student of the game, and doesn't really make a lot of mistakes. So we'll have to do our part defensively and be ready for the challenge.
He can kill you with his arm and definitely his mind. He's a smart quarterback and he has a real good arm. He leads that offense and he's also a very deadly quarterback.
And even though the race to win the Legends Division is heating up, coaches and players say they are still taking the season one game at a time.
We're really not worried about division standings right now or Big Ten standings. A week ago, it didn't look like we were going to a bowl game to a lot of people. So, we're 9 days removed right now from not getting it done on the game field. And that's kind of where we're at as a team right now. So we just need to really try to worry about a good opponent coming in here and see if we can play a good game, because that's really what's important for us right now, is trying to play well. If we don't play well, it'll be a tough day. I know that. This is a really good team.
No, not at all. Right now, we're just focused on this game, not about what happens in the conference and what happens, because everything happens for a reason. Our main goal is to just get a victory this weekend.
We're here to win each and every game. We got to take it a game at a time. And this week we got Michigan State, and that's all we're worried about.
That's not even in my mind at all. I guess if it was, it'd be the furthest back most part of my mind. Just like you said, our mantra here is just take one game at a time and don't worry about the future. And if we come out and we practice how we practiced last week, if we play how we did last Saturday, everything else will take care of itself. So.
And although the Hawkeyes say they aren't thinking about the conference, doesn't mean we can't. Both divisions are fairly wide open. In the Legends Division, Michigan State is in first, but a loss to Iowa this weekend would drop them to second. If Iowa wins the rest of their games, then they would be the outright winners of the Legends Division. So you guys, even though there are no playoffs in college football, the Hawkeyes have found themselves in a playoff-like scenario.
Thanks, Kate. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek into Wednesday's pages of the Daily Iowan. Read about the results of Tuesday night's election. Plus, in sports, take a look at Joe Paterno and Kirk Ferentz's relationship throughout the years.
And before we go, here's one last look at Wednesday's forecast. Expect another gloomy day tomorrow with a high of just 41 degrees and an 80% chance of rain throughout the day. Wednesday night should cool down to about 26 degrees.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out at the same time tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
For Daily Iowan TV, thanks for watching and have a great evening.